talk to you about what makes a good startup idea. So this came through to me recently, and I'm going to answer it in this video. So I founded, 14 odd startups over the last 20 years. Many have grown to be, doing revenue over $1 million. Just exited another group now, which would be my fourth exit. So exiting a business can't happen unless you, are able to commercialize an idea. And I think this is a really important starting point. So ideas are kind of like a dime a dozen, right? So as we all have ideas for businesses, or it could be this, it could be that, it could be this, could be that. And I find a lot of, especially new entrepreneurs, they're quite protective about their idea. They don't want to share the details about their idea because they're scared someone's going to come along, or I'm going to come along, or someone that they're engaging with or talking to is going to come along and steal that idea, and then kind of make it their own and become billionaires overnight. Now, I can tell you straight away that if someone says to me, Matt, I really want to talk to you about a business idea, but I need you to sign an NDA, I know for a fact that that person is green in most cases, and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So ideas really are a dime a dozen. Ideas don't matter. It's about whether or not that idea can be commercialized sufficiently enough and fast enough to reach some kind of scale so that the business can survive. So 1 in every 2 businesses don't survive past 5 years. If you found a startup, you're probably going to fail. And so there's a lot of risk associated with a new idea. And so ideas are pretty much worthless. They're just ideas. If you can't commercialize one idea, don't worry about it, because you're going to be able to commercialize the next idea, or the next one, or the next one. Like sitting here right now, I've got ideas for 10 different businesses that I'll probably never build. And that's because they're just ideas, right? So what makes a good startup idea is whether or not you can commercialize that idea fast, right? So imagine today was day 1 of your new startup idea, right? So you quit your job. It's now the first day of a new company, right? What's the number one thing you need to do? Make money, sell, make money, sell something, get your first customer, and do it fast. If you don't do it fast, you lose the gap, right? Or you lose the time that you need to grow. So every day counts, like every second counts, every hour counts. And there's no time like now to get the job done, right? So if I look at my 10 ideas, which one is more valuable than the other? I have no idea. And nobody else knows any better. What makes a good commercialized idea is, or a good startup idea is if I take idea 7 or 3 or 8 or 9 or whatever the case might be, and I can commercialize that. So what do I mean by commercialize that? I mean make money. You can make money. You can make $100,000 a month, or $1 million a year, or $10 million a year. And how fast can you do that? So that's what makes a startup idea. I think many new entrepreneurs get romanced about the shiny, new, sexy idea. It's actually something that I've made a major mistake with in my own entrepreneurial journey before, in that, even once I had a good commercialized startup, I had a successful startup, I started looking at other things, other ideas. Well, what if I did that? What if I did this? What if I started this type of business? What if I started that type of business? And what it actually does, it actually creates distraction, and with distraction comes a lack of focus, and oftentimes a lack of execution. So you start to procrastinate. You start to get, romanced about all the new things, as opposed to just focusing on the one thing that is making you money. And it's a funny thing, because you think, oh, well, if I add another 5 ideas, if I start another 5 companies, I'll 5x my revenue, I'll 5x my profits. And it's a load of bullshit. You're not going to do that. In fact, the only thing that's going to happen is that it's going to take you 5 times longer to commercialize those companies, because your time is split 1/5 across the board. If I focus 100% of my time on startup idea 3 and I forget about the other 7, right, then startup idea 3 is the one that's going to work, and it's going to work faster than if I try to do all the other 5 within those 10. So focus really matters. So you need a focus, because when you focus, what you focus on expands, and growth is expansion. You know, commercializing a startup is expansion. It's going from 1 customer to 3, or 1 customer to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 16, etc. So that is what makes a good startup idea, is whether or not, okay, there's a gap in the market, but is there a market in the gap? Because if you cannot commercialize the gap, you don't have a business. That's number one. You can have all the social media followers in the world, but if you don't have the ability to commercialize the attention of your customer as it relates to that startup idea, you're dead. There is no business. So the bottom line here, guys, is the ideas don't matter. It's about whether or not your business is making money and how fast can you commercialize that thing? How fast can you grow it? And that's what makes a great startup idea. If you like what I had to say, guys, love to hear about your startup ideas. Let's shoot the breeze. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Love to hear from you. This is Matt signing out, and I'll see you in the next video.